On number 7, we're asked for the surface area in terms of pi of this solid, which is a cone. And it's the entire surface area, not just the lateral area. So you need to know the formula for the surface area of the right cone. We have the area of the base, which is a circle, pi r squared, plus that lateral area, which is pi rl. And we want the entire surface area, so we want both of those, pi r squared plus pi rl. So that has two variables in it. We have to know what is our radius and what is our L, which remember is the slant height. So when I look at my figure, I'm given all the way across the base to be 8 inches. So remember, that's my diameter, and the radius is half of that, which is 4. This length right here is giving me this distance right here. That's called the height, or the altitude of the cone. That's the number we use to find the volume, not the surface area. So to find this height, which is called the slant height, I'm going to have to focus in on this right triangle that we have inside the cone. So this leg of the right triangle is half of my diameter, which is 4, and then this side, this leg, is the vertical or height, or the altitude, which is 12. And I'm wanting to know the slant height, which is my L. That's not a Pythagorean triple, so we're going to have to use the Pythagorean theorem, doing leg squared plus leg squared equals hypotenuse squared. So 4 squared is 16, 12 squared is 144, and when we add those together, we get 160 for L squared. We're going to take the square root of both sides to find our slant height, and 160 is not a perfect square. So again, we're going to do our factor tree, break 160 into 2 and 80, 80 into 2 and 40, 40 into 2 and 20, 20 into 2 and 10 into 2 and 5. So every pair of 2's would go outside the radical. So we have 2 pairs of 2's, so that means a 4 on the outside, and a 5 and a 2 left over, and 5 times 2 is 10, goes inside the radical. So you can put the square root of 160 and 4 root 10 into your calculator and get the same decimal. So now we're ready to find our surface area. We'd have pi times our radius squared plus pi times our radius times our slant height of 4 root 10. Remember, we're not rounding, so we're not going to put the pi or the square root of 10 in our calculator. So 4 squared is 16, so that's 16 pi. 4 times 4 is 16, so that's 16 pi square roots of 10. And I cannot add those. Those are not like terms. Even though they both have a pi, they don't both have a square root of 10. So that is my surface area, but my units were in inches, so my surface area will be inches squared.